I'm Reshma with SheKnows, and I'm here with Kenneth Branagh to talk about his amazing film, Belfast. So it's loosely based on your life. So the first thing I want to talk about is casting your parents. How did you decide that Jamie and Caitríona were going to be your parents? Were you familiar with their work, or was there like a moment where you're like, there's my mom and pop?
Well, we see the film through the eyes of 9-year-old Buddy. He sees his parents as immensely glamorous. It's hard to think of two more glamorous people than Dame Judi Dench and Caitríona Balfe. But yes, I was very familiar with their work. I knew that Jamie was from Belfast. He does an amazing turn in a series called The Fall. Maybe
My favorite.
with Gillian
his,
Anderson. Yep. Beautiful piece of work. And Caitríona, as you know, has done amazing things on Outlander for the last 6 years. But you see her also really popping in films like Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah.
They both have great acting chops, but they had that sort of pizzazz, that sort of excitement that the 9-year-old saw in his parents, they bring into the film.
And had you watched Outlander and Ford versus Ferrari and The Fall?
Yes, most certainly. Yeah, I like to do my homework, and plus I enjoy popular culture, so I was an avid fan, and then a what you might call just a sort of a researcher then about what they.
He binges television and it's research.
Exactly. That's quite a nice job actually. Isn't it? Now I come to think of it.
So I want to also talk about the dancing. The dancing for me is so powerful in the film, and it really tells you a lot about your parents' relationship. So did your parents dance a lot in real life, or does young Kenneth just remember that?
No, my mother loved dancing. She absolutely loved it, lived for it really. So without any excuse. My father not so much, but he knew that she loved it, and so it was a tremendous release for people at that time. Pre-digital age, and 2 channels on TV. Entertainment was much more a sort of communal thing. Ad hoc parties. If somebody had a new record nobody had heard before, they put it on. People danced to it repeatedly, and there was just people seized life at that time. They really seized enjoyment, and so dancing was critical as a release from all sorts of things, from difficulties in life, but also for the sheer joy of it.
And did you participate in any of the dance rehearsals? I know Jamie and Caitríona have talked about that a lot.
I stayed away because I didn't want to be, as it were, any kind of intimidating presence, or even join in might be the most embarrassing thing of all. But as you know, putting together a routine choreographically, it's quite a lot of repetition and hard work, and so we wanted it to be a surprise for everybody on set when they would come on and do that kind of thing, and so it was very infectious. Everybody were tapping their toes and wanting to go on with it, but they worked hard at it, and they were constantly rehearsing. I'd bump into them on the way to the queuing for the lunch and everything. They'd be just
dancing away. Did they dance into lunch, dance out of lunch?
Yeah, maybe not dance out of lunch, I think, but dancing into lunch.
I know you can't answer this, but who's the better dancer, Caitríona Balfe or Jamie Dornan?
Hard for me to say Caitríona Balfe.
Caitríona Balfe.
Hard for me to say, but Caitríona Balfe.
Yeah. Okay.
With due respect,
heard it here first.
But Jamie Dornan. But Jamie Dornan is fantastic at every kind of sport.
Okay, so he has that.
So he has that. So they're both pretty clever.